Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to be making three different things. We're going to be doing some party type foods. Wade and I were watching TV one night last week, and a commercial came on about Chex Mix, and I'll get into that further when we start to make the Chex Mix. But I thought, oh hey, that's something we haven't done. We haven't done some quick and easy party foods. Maybe having a Super Bowl party or any type of party. But anyway, I thought we would do some very quick but delicious party foods. First one we're going to do is, because this is going to be in the crock pot, so we're going to get this in the crock pot, is we're going to do a sausage. It's called sausage bites. I don't even know where I get this recipe. I've been using it for 20 plus years. And then we're going to make a cold ranch and bacon pasta salad. And then we're going to make a vintage Chex Mix, or the way my mom used to make it. So, all right, I'm going to try to take as little bit of time talking, and we're going to just keep going and try to get all these recipes into at least, hopefully, no more than a 30-minute video. Of course, all of the exact measurements and descriptions will all be in the description or on the website. So, we're going to start with our sausage bites. All right, so the first thing we need is a crock pot, and for this particular recipe and these measurements, 4-quart crock pot. You can use bigger if that's all you've got. My crock pot happens to have different inserts, so I'm going to use the 4-quart insert. All right, so we need some of your favorite barbecue sauce, and I actually already have it set on high. This is a quick. All of this, everything that we're putting in here is cooked, so this is actually a pretty quick crock pot recipe. You could do this on the stove top, but I have found it's hard to keep it in even temperature on the stove top. All right, we're gonna need some orange marmalade. And the only other spices we're gonna put in there is we're gonna do some dry mustard and small spice. And I just want to try to combine that as well as you can while it's in the pan. This is only going to need just about 3 hours cooking time. And as I said, everything is already cooked. We just want to get everything flavored and cooked through. All right, and then for our sausages, we've got some kielbasa and bratwurst. All right, so we're just going to put that all in our pot. Won't hurt to give it a little stir. And then we've got 8 ounces of little smoked sausages. And we'll give that another good stir and try to get everything coated. Add a bigger spoon, that would be easier. Let's try this one. There we go. All right, so everything is nice and coated. Ooh, that's hot. All right, let's kind of just push it down into one layer. Fill the bottom of the pot up. All right, and I'm gonna wipe off the edges there, otherwise our top is going to stick to it. All right, and then we're going to cover it, and that's all there is to it. We're going to let that do its thing for 3 hours, and we're going to have delicious sausage bites. One thing I forgot. We're also going to need an 8-ounce can of chunk pineapple. We're going to drain this, and then we're going to put it in right at the end. We don't need to put that in now. We want those, we don't want to put it in now because, of course, it's going to start to cook and it'll get a little bit more mushy. I like it to have a little bit of texture to it. All right, the next thing we're going to do is, or the next recipe. So this is going to go on for 3 hours. I think that's all I got. We're going to do 3 hours. We're going to put our pineapple in. We're going to mix it together. And the nice thing about the sausage bites is, especially if you're doing it for a party or a Super Bowl party or any kind of party, just turn your crock pot down to low and that'll be good to go for the duration of your party. All right, so here I've got a pound of bacon. I don't know if you just heard, but the stove just went off. I was preheating the oven to 400. So we got a pound of bacon. I lined the pan with a piece of tinfoil just so it'll be a little bit easier to clean. And we're gonna pop this in the oven. Now this is gonna be for our ranch bacon pasta salad. So we're gonna put this in the oven. This is gonna take about 25 minutes. We wanna get it nice and brown and crispy, and that's gonna take 20, 25 minutes in a 400-degree oven on the middle rack. Okay, Google, set a timer for 25 minutes.
All right, 25 minutes, starting now.
All right, we've got our sausage bites in the crock pot. We've got our bacon in the oven. As soon as that's done, we'll be back and hopefully we'll throw the rest of the two dishes together really quick. See you in a bit. Okay, it's been about 25 minutes, so our bacon should be done and nice and crispy. So I'm just gonna throw it up here for now. I'm gonna let it cool down for a few minutes, and then I'll put it on a paper towel, let it cool down further, and we're gonna chop that up. So let's let that cool a few minutes. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, our bacon is cool enough to handle, so I'm just gonna give that kind of a rough chop. It really depends upon how big you want your bacon pieces to be. If you want to stretch it really far, then don't cut them up as big, but well, that could not be easier, right? Oops. The cat wanted a piece of bacon. That's just a small piece. Could have used a bigger cutting board, right? All right, that's just about what I want. All right, let's quickly go over the rest of our ingredients. So, this is a bacon or ranch bacon pasta salad. So, of course, we need our pasta. Now, I've got a pound of cooked pasta here. Of course, I've cooked it to the package directions. You can use any type of pasta you like, elbows, shells. With a pasta salad, is you want, either a shell, which all your nice cream and dressing is going to get in there, or a thin, hollow one where the dressing is going to get inside the middle. All right. So for our dressing, all right. So I've got half a cup of mayonnaise, a cup of sour cream in there. So we got our mayonnaise, and we've got 1 cup of whole milk sour cream. All right, and we need probably about 2 teaspoons of fresh dill, and I don't even bother cutting it. I'm just gonna take our fresh dill and take off the very edges of the plant, the leaf. All right, so again, we need about 2 teaspoons of that. Next thing we need is a package of ranch seasoning salad and dressing mix. All right, let's put that in with our dressing. And I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir. I also have got a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic, granulated garlic in there. And we need 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And then we'll give that a nice stir. Get this all nicely mixed in together. We don't need any additional salt. There's more than enough salt that we cooked our pasta in. Of course, we've done our pasta to al dente. So follow the directions on the box for al dente. I did make it a little earlier, so it's my pasta is pretty cooled down. I added a little bit, and which I usually do this because I'll usually cook the pasta before I put the salad together. So I drained it good. I put it in the bowl, and I mixed in, maybe 2 teaspoons of mayonnaise and mixed it all together. You don't have to do that, but I always generally do. All right, and we need a cup of cherry tomatoes cut in half. All right, and we're gonna need a cup of shredded parmesan. All right, we can take that and throw our parmesan in there. I'll do a toss in between ingredients, so let me make sure it gets mixed. You can throw all that beautiful bacon in there. Let's try not to get any more on the flour. All right, and then we'll get our dressing. I don't know, sometimes I spread it around a little bit. And you want to get every bit of that out. All right, and then give that a toss. I'm saving my tomatoes to the end only because of those the less we mix them, the less they'll break up. If we get that all nicely incorporated. Now I wanted to do this salad, or in doing this, I thought, okay, I want a delicious cold pasta salad that's really easy to put together. There's not a lot of chopping and dicing, no onions, peppers, celery. And this, I think, really kind of fits that mode of convenience and still be delicious. All right, put our cherry tomatoes in. Now, any type of cold pasta salad is always better if it sits in the refrigerator and chills a bit. So I'm going to say really kind of the minimum you need, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. The longer, the better, because the longer this sits, even overnight, is perfect. The longer this sits, the longer your noodles are going to absorb your dressing, the better it will be. Now, if you do let it sit overnight and, the next day you go to serve it, if it's a little bit, looks a little dry, that's normal. Again, your pasta will absorb a lot of the dressing that you put in. Just add maybe a couple tablespoons of either mayonnaise or a little bit more already prepared ranch dressing, and give it a good mix right before you serve it, and it will be beautiful. All right, I'm going to put this in a little fancier of a bowl. Because we're then going to cover this. And you guys can see how beautiful it is. That not only smells beautiful, but I think it looks rather nice too. Oops, I'm gonna get all this out. And I'll eat a couple of these spare little pieces that fell on the counter just to give it a taste. Delicious. All right, so we're going to cover this with some saran wrap. And I'm going to let it chill for 2 or 3 hours. All right, let me pick up this mess and we'll move on to our Chex Mix. Okay, guys, so I told you I'd tell you what kind of has led me on this little bit of a nostalgic walk down memory lane. Like I said, Wade and I were watching TV one evening, and correct me if I'm wrong, hon, but a Chex commercial or something came on about Chex Party Mix, no?
A friend of mine mentioned it.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Hey, shout out to Andrew. Oh, that's right. Andrew's the reason we're doing this. Wade and Andrew were taking a walk at lunch at work, and he mentioned Chex Party Mix. And I said to Wade, I said, do you remember when you couldn't get Chex Party Mix in the supermarket? I mean, now you just go and there's all kinds of different varieties. You take a package of it. And he said, no, he didn't remember that. Did you say you don't remember, right? And I said, oh, yeah. I said, they've only been packaging Chex Party Mix for not really all that long. Of course, then we checked on Google and it was 1986, which I suppose is long, but it doesn't seem all that long ago. But it made me remember my mother's Chex Mix Party Mix recipe. And this always showed up around our house, definitely around the holidays, sometimes the summers, definitely around football time. But the thing is, I went and dug out her recipe. Now, her recipe, as close as I can get to, is a recipe from about 1966. I don't know if this is the original recipe. I think originally Chex Party Mix was printed on the box in the late 1950s. Now, even going back to the 60s, this is not something I remember from the 60s, more of the 70s. I just want to make that clear. But again, you couldn't buy it, you couldn't get it in a package until 1986. So anyway, and the recipe has changed a lot. I'm looking even on the box here, and the recipe is a lot different than the one we're going to make. But the original recipe really only consisted of rice Chex, Corn Chex, and Wheat Chex. So we're going to need a combination 2 cups of each. And I've got 5 cups of all the others there. I just wanted to, when you're measuring in the cup, you don't have to worry about you're specifically precise. So that's about, give it a couple more. That's a good cup of the, this is the Wheat Chex, and I've got the rest in there. Okay, so it consisted of the 3 different types of Wheat Chex, 1 cup of, the recipe says salted nuts. I remember they always use peanuts, maybe occasionally cashews. We're going to use peanuts because I couldn't 100% remember. But so we got, there's 2/3 cups of peanuts in there. Now that's all that was in there as far as the dry stuff. Like I said, today's you've got pretzels and all kinds of delicious stuff. And not that I don't like that, but I wanted to do this the way that my mom did it, kind of that nostalgic way. And then we need 6 cups of butter. Now the recipe actually says butter/margarine. It's quite possible most people in the late 1960s, early 1970s may have used margarine. Margarine used to be a lot more popular. But we've got 6 tablespoons of butter. We've got 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce is in every recipe I've ever seen. 4 teaspoons, and again, this is going to be in there. And then my seasoned salt. My mother always used Morton seasoned salt. You can use whatever your favorite one is, I suppose. Now, the thing is, you do want to make sure that you heat your butter up somewhat slowly, because we want to get our seasoning salt kind of blended in really well. Okay. All right. So our oven is set at 250 degrees, and you can take your mix and just start to stir it in. Oh, it smells just like it did. And you just want to make sure you get everything coated. It'll look a little bit glistening-y. And just try to do it as gentle as you can so you don't break up all your bits of cereal. Now, I find that it's easiest if you do this in a big roasting pan. You can do it in sheets, on baking sheets, but I find it's a little bit harder to what's the word I want? Mix it while you're baking it. So I'm going to use my big roasting dish, and you can use this for as much as you make. Double, triple this recipe, or any one of the Chex Party mix recipes, double it or whatever, because you don't necessarily need this in one layer, okay? Because you're going to mix this a couple times. So it doesn't have to be like it's on one layer to get crispy. It's already crispy. We're just kind of drying out the moisture in the butter. All right, so you can see each piece is a little glistening-y. All right, and then we're going to just put it in our roasting dish, roasting pan. All right, so we got our oven set at 250, and we're going to give this a stir every 15 minutes. So it's going to be twice. So you're going to let it bake for a full 45 minutes. Stir it every 15 minutes in between. All right, let's get it in the oven. All right, we'll see that in 15 minutes and give it a stir. Okay, Google, set a timer for 15 minutes.
All right, 15 minutes. And that's starting now.
Our Google voice changed, and for absolutely no reason. Wade can't figure it out, but all right, see you guys in 15 minutes. All right, we've been roasting now for 15 minutes. Take it out. And you can see it's just starting to dry off a little bit. I'm gonna give it a nice mix around. Spread it out evenly. All right, so we're going to put it back in the oven. Remember, we're only at 250, so we're going to put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Then we'll give it a stir, and then we'll give it 15 more minutes to cook. All right, we'll see you when it's done. Okay, our Chex mix is done. So this is at the end of the 45 minutes. I stirred it twice during our cooking time. And you can see it's gotten a little bit crispy, maybe a little bit browned. It smells really good. Anyway, all right, that's basically done. We're going to just let it cool right there in the pan definitely to the point that you can handle it. You can let it cool completely. Then all you got to do is put it in an airtight container and enjoy. All right, see you guys a little later. All right, our sausage bites are done. Give them a little bit of a stir. And we're going to add our drained pineapple chunks to them. And those are basically done. I'd let the pineapple chunks heat through a little bit and kind of flavor our sauce also a little bit. But other than that, that appetizer is done. All right, so my crock pot is warm. So again, the great thing about this particular appetizer is once it's done, you just, leave it on your counter. Your guests can come and grab it as they will. Also, I was going to say we could make an evening meal, but I suppose it could with some rice or something like that. But anyway, it works perfect as a party munchie. All right, we're going to eat shortly because I am very hungry. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody, we're back. We're going to try our trio of party snacks. Hopefully, Wade's going to be able to edit all of this down to less than 4 hours.
No problem.
But, oh, hey, don't forget our Chex Mix.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, guys, it's so funny. I've tasted it, I've been eating it, and we've been getting things set up, and it's, it's one of those things that's just like, it takes me back to being a teenager when I just eat it like that, the way my mother used to do it. There's just something so simple about it, especially when you got a peanut in there.
That's really good. Yep.
All right, you want to go for the pasta or the sausages
You know, I'm
first?
going to go for pasta first.
Okay.
Wow.
This is nice, flavorful.
It is.
Like I said, I wanted a pasta or a cold pasta dish that I didn't have to cut tons of vegetables on and stuff. I mean, the ranch dressing, the packet really kicks a punch. But it's tasty.
Yeah. It's nice when you get some bacon in there, some tomatoes. So
So it's got
it's delicious.
piece of bacon, noodle, tomato, and some cheese too.
That is good.
Delicious. All right. Our sausage bites.
Sausage bites.
So there's kielbasa, there's bratwurst, and there's a little smoked in there. I don't know which piece is which, but.
Wow.
That's just everything you want at a party, or sitting down watching a ball game or TV or something. It's just kind of like it all in one little bite. Sweet, sour, savory,
Yep.
smoky.
This will all be a big hit. Yep.
All right, well, I hope you had fun cooking with us today. I hope you'll try some of these recipes. Let us know. I'm done.
Please like and subscribe and check out cherryhillhomecooking.com. See you on the next video. Bye.
Ciao.
You know that's been coming up. Wow.
Good, huh?
It's all very good.
Yep.